I know we've made a lot of the time difference in this World Cup, but what do you say when the scores are opening early, the pubs are serving breakfast, and when I gather a national newspaper has provided a door hanger for your bedroom to make sure you're up on time? Well, what you do say is if the postman's late or the milk hasn't arrived on time, don't get cross, because they're probably appearing at whatever television they can catch a glimpse of as they make their round, and I shouldn't think there's much time to read the papers either. But here's a reassuring thought for all of you at home. It's 44 years since England went out of the World Cup at this first group stage, 1958, and it's 52 years since they were eliminated by losing their third and last match. That was in the 1950 World Cup in America. And England have not lost to an African team ever in 12 matches, although they did come within a minute of doing so in the warm-up friendly against Cameroon. Now, this 50,000 Nagai Stadium in Osaka is being used for the first time in the World Cup today. The England fans are doing their best to fill it. It's the home of the J-League club Cerezo Osaka. But the most salient factor here, we referred to it earlier, Gary, is the heat. It's now gone up to 94 degrees in the stadium Fahrenheit. Japan's hottest city, Osaka. And don't forget that England have not played at this time of day before over here, whereas Nigeria had similar conditions in the African Nations Cup. Significant, Trevor, or not?
Well, I think they've been here 4 weeks. You know, they should have acclimatised, but there's nothing like playing a game such as this. But I still feel very much like the lads in studio. The opening 20 minutes, if you can get in again, sort of ruffle the Nigerians. They've made changes, got a young team. Yeah, take the initiative right from the off.
Yes, 2 words of warning. David Beckham, who we heard from a minute or two ago, has reminded his team of what happened in Charleroi 2 years ago in Euro 2000. Or the English team laid the bogey against Germany, but then had that dismal defeat by Romania, so we don't want a repeat of that. And it also perhaps is worth pointing out, as we look forward to the second round, hopefully, that there are 3 England players on 1 yellow card. Ashley Cole, Sol Campbell and Emil Heskey. Were they to be booked today, any of them, they would miss the second round game, although single yellows, players with 1 yellow card at the end of this phase, that they have an amnesty. But if you get a second one, you miss a game in the next round. Now then, Michael Owen standing there in the tunnel. The team, as Gary says, very much the one that did the business against Argentina. Sinclair continuing on the left, effectively in place of Hargreaves, who went off injured in that opening game. And as we'll explain when the captions come up, Nigeria have made 5 changes, and they've brought in some young players, including that 19-year-old goalkeeper. There's only been 1 previous meeting between the nations. That was at Wembley in 1994, Terry Venables' time in charge. England 1, Nigeria 0, scorer David Platt. The only survivor in the England squad from that night is Teddy Sheringham, who came on as a substitute. And the only person starting the match for Nigeria who played is the redoubtable JJ Okocha. And there'll now be the usual roar of anticipation as the teams take the field. Beckham was holding his passport for a minute. It's the little shield with which he swaps gifts with the other captain. that. People know the words of the second verse of the national anthem. I think Prince Charles referred to it in his speech to Her Majesty the Queen at the Jubilee. Now then, will this be a Jubilee celebration for England? If it is, you'll want to be kept informed all the time, well, you will anyway, of what's happening in the other match between Sweden and Argentina, which is being played in Miyagi. And those scores and the league table at the time will be relayed to you on the screen during this broadcast. And Trevor, you're going to be the man to tell us where it stands every time a goal is scored.
That's very kind of you. Hopefully not many goals will be scored in the other game and we can just focus on this. I mean, the top priority is from England's point of view. If they don't lose, they're through. But positively, they've got to go on and try and win the game, not sort of play for the draw.
Well, absolutely. Now then, the team news says that Nigeria have made 5 changes. The young goalkeeper, as I say, Sodji's back in from Crewe Alexandra. He's on a yellow card, as you can see. No place for Babayaro of Chelsea. And Kanu ruled out by injury. That's a bitter blow for the Nigerians because he missed the second game as well. And I think the Arsenal man's absence has really weakened their World Cup challenge here. But any team with JJ Okocha in it has to be respected. Now, England, well, it was the team that really put Argentina to the sword, wasn't it? 3 on yellow cards, as I say, but the formation very much the one that did so well against the South Americans. Heskey up the front with Owen, Button Scholes, the centre of midfield, Trevor Sinclair on the left-hand side, and the back 4, which is now, or seemed to anyway, bedded down very, very well with Rio Ferdinand outstanding the other day, and rumours keep coming back to us over here that he might be going to Manchester United, but then we're told that they're after Nestor of Italy as well, so make what you like of that. Taribo West is among the substitutes. Kanu is listed, although I don't think he's fit enough to play much of a part, and I see Joe Cole is back among the subs. He wasn't on the bench the other night. He had a slight groin strain. Now here's Brian Hall of the United States, who has to be respected because he's the first referee to get a second match in this tournament. So he will be in control, and we hope he will be in control also, and that they will be, in the nicest possible way, sent home without so much as a point. Steve McLaren with the notes, and Felix Onigbinde, 64 years old, who I think it's fair to say will be finishing in the post of Nigerian coach after this game. But it's a glorious day here. We haven't got to worry about our breakfast because it's 3:30 in the afternoon, and Nigeria are in all green, England are in red, and Nigeria are playing from left to right in the first half, and need I repeat it, a draw is good enough to see England through. Joseph Yobo, the number 2, probably playing in a different position to one we saw him before, Trevor.
Yeah, he's going to play central defence. He's been very impressive, actually. I mean, they look as if they're going to play the 4 at the back and 4 in the midfield, probably 3 quite close together, with the young 70-year-old Oppabanmi, who's just going to get the ball playing out wide here on the left wing, and then 2 through the middle as 17 and 18, Agahawa and Akwegbu.
Akwegbu, yes, number 18, moving up now. There he is on the ball. JJ Okocha gave it to him. Akwegbu back in towards Okocha. Beckham gets a challenge in early on. Okocha shakes him off, plays it into Agahawa. Danger here, Nigeria. Agahawa, no. Nobody in that space for the Africans. Sinclair for England. Ashley Cole found Nicky Butt, who got the Man of the Match award after the Argentina game. Here he is. Long pass towards Emil Heskey. Owens in the centre here. Sinclair just behind Heskey. Little touch there for Scholes, and then for Ashley Cole. Heskey. Scholes. Good start.
Yeah, good patient build-up. I mentioned about the heat and the humidity. It's interesting, Nicky Butt and David Beckham have chosen long sleeves today. Work that one out.
Well, it's my service in long sleeves in the commentary box as well. Here's Ashley Cole to Sinclair, to Scholes. Heskey and Owen now waiting in the penalty area. Still the first cross to come in. This is Cole. And it goes behind Heskey, and it comes back out again to Scholes. And that's his shot. Well, it's a big test for the 19-year-old goalkeeper. Vincent Enyama plays his football in Nigeria. Only his third cap today.
Yeah, it was a bit frustrated. Ashley Cole didn't hang a cross up there just to see whether the young keeper Enyama would come out. And then, of course, Paul Scholes hit the shot and missed the target. So there was a good chance just to test him out early. He will want one or two good touches to give him a bit of confidence.
No shortage of experience at the other end. It's David Seaman's 71st cap for England. Who can forget that save he made on the line from Pochettino in the second half in Sapporo. Scholes to Beckham. Sodje wearing the bandana today. He didn't in the first game against Nigeria. I wondered if perhaps FIFA had said he couldn't, but it's certainly there. Number 16 at right back from Crew Alexandra. And here's Okoronkwo. Okocha. Forward run by Agahawa, header back by Campbell.
Yeah, what they've got, they're playing the four at the back, but yeah, Justice Christopher, I mean, he has Justice on his shirt, but you know, number 15 is sort of sitting there as an anchor man. Alongside him, you got the number 20, Obiora, and then Okocha is really playing on the right side of midfield, and then the youngster Otobangme playing on the left side. So the more attacking players are sort of being free out wide in midfield.
This is Agahawa trying to slide in Akwaegbu. Yes, Justice Christopher, or you could call him Christopher Justice. This is another one of these Finidi George things where there's one name on the shirt and he's called by the other name. But he played quite well in the second game, I thought, number 15. Michael Owen. Don't worry, we're not going to call him Owen Michael. Oh, good running by Paul Scholes here for England.
It was a pity. If the ball was just a bit straighter, he was in, he got the wrong side of his man. They just had to then cut across to his left, and that enabled them to come out and collect.
Okocha to Sodje. Okocha again. On the far side is Udeze, the left back. Agahawa. Agwebu waiting in the centre as well. This is Okocha. It's a good challenge. Travis Sinclair.
Yeah, he's probably seen Okocha do that little roll with his sole of his boot, and certainly timed his tackle well.
This is Christopher. And that was Yobo. Now Sodje. The 17-year-old on the far side, Otobunmi, wearing white boots. The statisticians tell us that he won't break the record of Norman Whiteside, who was a few months younger when he played in '82. Here's Obiora. That is the youngster now on the ball. Okocha chips the ball in. Oh, there's danger here, and Seaman comes to claim between two defenders, and number 18, Agweegbu.
Well, it's just a nasty hanging cross, and Agweegbu just got between Campbell and Ferdinand. Seaman decided to stay at home.
Nearly picked out Michael Owen, David Beckham. Yobo, the interceptor, finds Sodje. Agweegbu. This is Christopher across to Udeze. And still Udeze. Oh, and Agahawa came in there.
Well, he won't better get a better cross than that. Udeze galloping, went past David Beckham. Danny Mills has got to come across then to try and close him down, but that is the perfect cross, right across the face of the goal. Fortunately, Agahawa coming in at the back post, and Agwegbu hadn't got there in the centre, but it was a super ball.
Slid right across the 6-yard line. Christopher, they like Udeze, the Nigerians at left back. He's really keeping Babayaro out the side today. Oh, and look at this from Agahawa for Nigeria. He's through. And he's trying to turn Ashley Cole. Oh.
Well, if you thought this was going to be easy, I think we've already had the wake-up call. 2 of them, in fact. That was amazing. A nothing ball suddenly went across everyone. Ashley Cole had gone to sleep. He twisted and turned. He didn't make the most of it, Agahawa.
Well, can Heskey make the most of this? This is Beckham. Oh, and that's Yobo away from Owen. Well, we've got excitement at both ends here. It was the somersault man at the other end for Nigeria. And it was the slippery Michael Owen at this end for England. Now, Beckham to take the corner kick. And forward comes Rio Ferdinand from the back. But not Sol Campbell on this occasion. Oh, and the goalkeeper came out. Don't quite know what he was trying to do. Soji here will clear the ball for Nigeria. This is Sinclair. Ferdinand was on his way back. Still is. Agwegbu. Akocha. Oh, and that was a bit of a stud by James Oberoa.
It shows a growing a bit of confidence though. Oberoa, one of the 2 more defensive midfielders, but took the opportunity to go there. And at the moment, certainly the changes, the youngsters seem quite relaxed, and it's a pretty even start. But certainly, perhaps Nigeria would be more pleased.
This is Scholes on the ball for England to Danny Mills. Inside to Owen. Oh, Heskey needed to get in front of the defender there, and he didn't. But Udeze. Okoronkwo. Taribo West also left out today, by the way, for the Nigerians. Christopher. To Kocha. Oberoa. Agwegbu. Akocha. Coming up on this side, Soji. Well, they're moving the ball around quite smoothly, Nigeria. This is Okoronkwo. Agwegbu. Udeze. Tries to get Agahawa in here. Oh, the header back was a good one. It's come out again to Oberoa. And Opabumyi to Soji. Well, they haven't just come to make up the numbers as if we thought they would.
Well, Agahawa got towards that back post, didn't he? And if he'd headed it back across in front of the youngster, Opabumyi, he actually had a good opportunity then in front of the goal, but in fact he headed it behind him. But certainly the manager must be reasonably encouraged in his opening spell.
Sweltering heat here in Osaka, 94 degrees in the stadium. But having played in Mali in the African nations, the Nigerian players won't be too concerned about that. It's more difficult for England. Here's Owen, especially as the temperature was controlled in the indoor stadium in the Argentina game. Mills. Beckham. Corner. England's second.
Well, let's see if we can test this young keeper out then again.
Well, Sol Campbell will go forward this time, scorer against Sweden. And he goes trotting up there with Ferdinand. Owen in the 6-yard box, so is Heskey. Oh, and the goalkeeper's missed it. Ferdinand. Yes, we should test him.
Well, he stands out there. He's already on the 6-yard box. He looks as if he wants to come for everything, but he got nowhere near that one.
I'm a bit surprised they changed them because Sharunmu, the other goalkeeper, did pretty well. Here's Sinclair. Owen. Ferdinand and Campbell both still forward here. And the through ball is for Owen and the goalkeeper comes. Kocher really trying to spread the play there. Danny Mills saw it coming, found Beckham. Owen's made another run now down the centre. Yobo is the defender. Oh, and Beckham will get in here. Daisy played that rather short. This is Soji. Nagahawa. Kocher. Bunmi, the 17-year-old, is over on the far side, trying to get inside the area here. It's a good long pass by Paul Scholes, but just too wide of Michael Owen. But England are trying to hit the front men early here, Trevor.
Well, the two central defenders, Okoronkwo plays on the left side, and Yobo, who's switched there today and on the ball now, who I think's had an excellent World Cup and looks pretty composed, but they do play pretty square, and they're just trying to catch them out and turn them round.
Nearly 14 minutes gone, and musical accompaniment here in Osaka. Busy, bustling city, this. Here's Nicky Butt. Heskey. Bunmi. Soji. Just got to keep a close eye on Agahawa here. He's conceded a free kick there. He was the goal scorer with the header against Sweden when Nigeria took the lead. "15 minutes gone in Miyagi, and the score there is Sweden 0, Argentina 0. Do you want it to stay like that, Trevor?
Well, I'd like to see England get a cushion of a goal, but at the other. And yes, of course, if Sweden get the draw, then Argentina are out.
Well, the schools may not be open, but or at least not having lessons, but we do have a maths master in the commentary box, so we'll keep you informed about permutations. Now then, cool, you've got a lot to live up to here today.
You're my headmaster, aren't you?
Well, I'd say so. I don't think it works quite like that. Here's Scholes tackling a Kocher for England, and Heskey to Owen. Really is a very composed player on the ball, JJ Kocher. Cost £14 million after the last World Cup when he went to Paris Saint-Germain. Here's Soji, who plays in rather more humble surroundings. Christopher. It's Soji playing it inside to Agahawa, and it's Trevor Sinclair who concedes the corner.
He's having to go into defence because Trevor Sinclair did very well there. Agahawa, the striker, drifted out into that inside right position where he's done 2 or 3 times and did find a bit of space, but fortunately Trevor Sinclair helped out at the back.
Yeah, it's got to watch Soji here. He has scored a goal from a corner in one of the build-up games. Okoronkwo has come forward as well. that was cut out by none other than David Beckham.
That's what happens when you have that sort of kick, you see. He doesn't like heading it on top of it.
Well, we're going to have a haircut tomorrow, so we'll see what the Japanese can do with the scissors.
Not like that, though, eh?
No. Heskey. This is Christopher to Soji. Udeze on the far side. Plenty of space there, actually. Scholes is drifting across to get in front of him, but Agahawa was the target for the cross, which is too deep from a Nigerian point of view. Mind you, here's Soji, and that's not too deep, and there's a bit of trouble there for England. It's come out again to Udeze, and Beckham is operating at the moment on the edge of his own penalty area. This is Owen now. Sinclair was starting to make a run from the left wing, but it goes square to Nicky Butt. Mills coming up from right back. Heskey in the centre, near post, Emil Heskey! They had one or two people choking on their cornflakes.
Good cross, early cross from Danny Mills, and Emil Heskey did well to get across. Certainly Okoronkwo, and he just got a toe ender. Got to say the young keeper did well, got down quickly at the near post. I suppose he shouldn't have allowed it to creep in, but the youngster, who knows, but he got down well.
This is Sinclair. Ashley Cole to Beckham. There's some sort of tactical thing going on, but this is Owen for the moment for England. It's a corner. Steve McLaren just walked onto the edge of the coaching perimeter there with a piece of paper as if he wanted to get a message out. However, it'll wait because England have a corner to be taken by Beckham.
From this side as well, he can curl it in towards the goal again, just to see whether Enyema is happy with those.
Yes. Campbell just by the penalty spot, Ferdinand behind him. Goalkeeper flaps. Still standing down there, McLaren. But this is Beckham. Heskey. And still Emil Heskey. This is where he really must use his presence. It's Owen. It's Beckham now. Good turn by David Beckham, and it's the captain's shot.
Well, he did well, he worked the angle, thought about playing it outside, came inside on his right foot, and luckily for him, just curled it in with his right as he lost his balance, but it is straight at Enyema, and he took again that comfortably into the body.
Butt to Scholes. And Nicky Butt again. Mills. Oh, Heskey was made a present of that, and he can find Mills again. Owen makes his way into the centre, being joined by Sinclair. Nicky Butt again. Danny Mills again. 3 England players in the penalty area this time, including Scholes. Settle for the corner.
Well, certainly Danny Mills has got in that area 3 times, which is encouraging. I know when England only need the draw, it's easy just for fullbacks to sit back, but I think Danny Mills and Ashley Cole can get forward and give that width to get some decent crosses in from there.
It's Beckham with the corner. Ferdinand not quite there. Good turn by Agahawa. This is Sinclair to Scholes. Heskey makes the run. Sinclair is in the centre forward position now. It's Ashley Cole with the cross. And Christopher now for Nigeria. Out to Openbunmi. Okocha. Christopher. Rousing themselves now as Okocha plays that ball through for Agahawa, and the runner was Obiroa, who's forced the corner. Forward comes Okoronkwo and also Soji. And that is Soji, and that is Okoronkwo, but it's a free kick against the crewman. Well, we're halfway through the first half. What do you reckon?
I'm a little bit tenser than I was hoping to be, quite frankly. I thought, you know, in the opening 20 minutes, England could get into Nigeria, might rough one, but they've looked quite relaxed with the changes they've made. They come here, despite the fact they're out of the competition, they want to win, and they're playing it in the right way. And it's unsettled England, who've been a bit hesitant, I think, the opening 15 minutes or so. They're just starting to settle down a little bit as an attacking unit now.
A goal would certainly settle them down, wouldn't it? This is Sinclair to Cole. From the ball, Okocha, danger. It's Agahawa. And it's still Julius Agahawa. Took 3 men really to stop him there.
Great tackle by Rio Ferdinand, absolutely crucial. Certainly doesn't worry about running at defenders, and they don't like it, and Agahawa's looked pretty impressive in the opening 25 minutes.
Ferdinand was flawless, firm and fluent against Argentina. Here's Otabunmi on the far side. Kocha. David Seaman comes out to collect. Very reassuring presence, the Arsenal goalkeeper. When you look at one or two of the other keepers in this World Cup who haven't exactly distinguished themselves, he's remained as sound as ever up to now. Here's Scholes. Sinclair. Well, with Okocha, they can always change the point of the attack. There he is again. That's what he's done, but Soji had to be... it's out, according to the assistant referee on this side. Some interesting dress code out there today, and there is a tremendous array of English flags as usual draped around particularly the right-hand end of the ground. Well, in fact, there's England flags at both ends.
I reckon we've got about 75–80% of the fans here around this stadium.
This is Sinclair. In it goes for Heskey. I must say, too, without wanting to tempt fate, how well behaved the supporters have been. Certainly the ones that Trevor Brooking and I have met in Osaka.
And quite a few Japanese English fans as well. When their side aren't playing, they get out the Beckham and Owen England shirts, don't they, and become England supporters.
Yeah, there's a heck of a trade in replica shirts in the Japanese cities. Scholes. Beckham. Heskey, nice little dummy that, but neither of his England colleagues quite read it in time. And it's Agahawa making a run here for Nigeria. Again, effortlessly swept up by Ferdinand. Sinclair to Owen. Sinclair, Owen. Tackle just by Yurbo. Well, Agahawa's gone down injured, and England will kick the ball out.
This is it. I mean, just it's going over him, and he runs into Sol Campbell and bounces off him.
He plays in the Ukraine for Shakhtar Donetsk, Julius Agahawa, and I would imagine he's got a fair chance of getting a club in Western Europe after the way he's played in the build-up games and in the World Cup itself. He's only 20 years of age, a really promising striker. He could probably somersault his way to Western Europe, couldn't he? Ball is returned, and with 28 minutes nearly gone, it's back to business with Ashley Cole. Still 0-0, by the way, in the other game, and even I can tell you that as things stand, if both games stay the way they are, Sweden and England would go through.
Yeah, Sweden on top and England in second place. I think that's one of the problems in this game. It's not taken off at all. Anything Nigeria have had one or two of the nearer sort of chances, but it's almost as England, however much you tell them, look, you only need the draw, but go out and try and get the win. They're actually playing a little bit within themselves, being a bit cautious, not wanting to take a chance to throw extra men forward, and it's just taking the edge off our, England's attacking play, really.
And if we finished second in the group, England would play Denmark. Here's Soji. Goes down after a challenge by Ashley Cole. So Agahawa will make his way into the centre alongside Akwegbu. This is Oberoa out to Udeze. Now the referee has given a free kick on the edge of the penalty area against Nicky Butt.
Yeah, on that occasion, Udeze had run outside David Beckham once, if you remember. David Beckham showed in the inside, and I've got to say, Udeze trod on the ball himself there and bundled his way into Nicky Butt, who's got a knock. So I think England a bit unlucky to concede the free kick. Let's hope nothing comes of it.
Well, JJ Okocha has put the ball down. He is usually the orchestrator of these for Nigeria. It's just a few yards outside the join of the penalty area. Agahawa jostling for position in the centre. Okocha whips it in. Oh, and Seaman lost it for a moment. And Agahawa and Akwegbu were quite close to him when he did.
Well, as you say, as it drops, I think it's Agahawa, just as it comes out of his hands, tried to toe end it from an angle, but fortunately he ends up hooking it away from the goal rather than toe ending it at the near post. But that was a half a chance.
Sol Campbell on hand there as well was needed. Here's Butt. It's going out towards Beckham. Owen comes in. Okoronkwo gets a foot out here for Nigeria. Well, we're past the half-hour mark here in Osaka. It's England 0, Nigeria 0. Here's Scholes for England. Sinclair, inside to Owen. Down he goes, free kick. Okoronkwo. Too far out for a Beckham special, you'd think. But you never know. Ferdinand has gone up into the penalty area here. And it's Beckham.
Didn't hit it with any venom, and I was a bit surprised Enyama actually tried to catch it almost casually, wasn't it? Like a back pass.
Scholes. Heskey. Sinclair. But finds Ashley Cole. Beckham.
Crosses up to now been poor. They've never even looked as if they're going to get into the middle of the goal, being cut out far too early.
It's Beckham to Mills. Oppenbunmi. Not really any cooler, that's for sure. Christopher. Two strikers up against the two centre-backs here. Akwegbu's cross. Agahawa was there, so was Oppenbunmi coming in. Mills concedes the corner.
On that occasion, it was Akwegbu who got out wide. Good, did well to get the cross in and really put them under a lot of pressure at the back post.
Short taken to Udeze. Mills again away from Agahawa. Scholes getting around the referee to reach that. Beckham looks up for Sinclair on that side. And he can go down either wing, as we know, or even inside. But Beckham switches play. Owen. Heskey to his left. Michael Owen goes himself for England. It's Owen. You were expecting the ball to hit the back of the net there.
Well, he made it all of his own. Has to be a corner kick, doesn't it? I mean, there's the shot, comes off the defender, and unbelievably, it's been given as a goal kick. Makes it, creates it himself, goes past Yobo, and certainly in the end it was Okoronkwo who got back and made a good challenge and also gets away with a goal kick.
Well, the assistant from the Czech Republic on the far side didn't spot that, did he? It should have been a corner. Good play by Agahawa there in the middle of the field for Nigeria. Heskey is the man who's been penalised. Challenges he chased back. Agahawa's twice been down injured in this half. Well, I really thought Owen was going to score there.
As Yoba checks to come inside, goes outside and rides the initial tackle, and as I say, it's an excellent tackle, but there's no corner kick as a result of it. Emil Heskey, of course, just now was appealing, doesn't want a second yellow card.
No, that will rule him out of the next game. Hopefully there will be one. Overhead kick by Sinclair comes to Okocha. Christopher leaving it for Okoronkwo. Akwegbu, a good run there, and gets it back from Omaroa. Akwegbu. David Seaman has to beat the shot out at the near post.
They worked it well, just at a tight angle. David Seaman covered the near post excellently. I thought he was going to drive it across the goal, but he went for glory.
Been taken short. It's JJ Okocha here. And one way of getting it back to your goalkeeper. Owen now has got Beckham on this side of the pitch and he hasn't found him. Chance for England to break, but it's been missed. And this is Christopher. 36 minutes gone. No score in either game. This is Udeze. Free kick to England.
Well, relieved cheers from the England fans. It's got to be, say, 37 minutes of unconvincing stuff, really, from England. Not conceded the goal, but there's been 2 or 3 sort of flickers of anxiety up here anyway, and up to now, just that fact they only need to draw just seems to be holding them back, and at present it's the Nigeria who've threatened on occasions.
The ball is with Danny Mills, who looks for Emil Heskey here with Okoronkwo at his back. Mills again. Well, Sinclair and Owen were in the box there. Goal kick given.
Yeah, not our 2 tallest strikers in the penalty area. This is the one just before that, when they certainly worked the ball well through there. And I thought Agwegbu might have actually knocked it across the face of the goal, but he went for the near post, and that, I think, helped David Seaman, who made another good save, but he certainly covered that area well.
Agahawa chasing this. Rio Ferdinand is the defender. Does his job well. Finds Nicky Butt, and then on to Mills. Michael Owen running here against Yobo. Heskey back again towards Owen. Okoronkwo is the defender this time. Goal kick. If anybody's woken up late and joined the match in the last few minutes, it's been a fairly tense first half. No score. Nigeria have played pretty well for a team who are already out of the competition. And England haven't managed, apart from once, with Michael Owen, to open them up so far. Here's JJ Okocha. Opabunmi. Udeze was breaking down the left. And this is Okocha! Oof. Not one of his better efforts.
Just come off the outside of the foot. Funnily enough, the young 17-year-old Opabunmi wrong-footed the defence by miscontrolling it. Went under his foot, and suddenly they've got a lot of space down the left-hand side, but they didn't capitalise on it.
Here's Scholes. Free kick. Now Beckham. Floated in for Emil Heskey. Soji was there, Scholes is there. And so is Owen. It's Owen. Oh. Nicky Butt now.
Well, that was better. Certainly hanging ball. Goalkeeper came, didn't get there. You've got to say Soji did superbly against Heskey there. Then it was bouncing around. Michael Owen couldn't quite get it under control, and in the end, the final shot from Butt clears the crossbar. But at least there were numbers forward, and again, Enyema certainly couldn't come and get the ball, and I think Soji did very well.
He's got to be quick here. It's Heskey. Heskey turning, trying to find Beckham. But he's been taken out of it by Udeze, and it's Nigeria who break. Agahawa on that side of the pitch as well. Agwegbu. Into the last 4 minutes of the first half in Osaka. It's Mills. But Scholes. This is Sinclair. Owen goes left. Sinclair shot. Ashley Cole's made a good run here inside. JJ Okocha.
See, I think that's where Danny Mills and Ashley Cole could get there all the time. You've got a Kocher on one side and the young 17-year-old Offa Bunmi on the other side. They're not good defenders, and I think if they've just got that little bit of extra freedom to feel they can go forward, they could cause a lot more problems than England have been able to in this first period.
Now then, there's a little tussle there involving Sinclair, and I think it's going to finish up with an England free kick just outside the area. Or is it going to be a repeat? Oh no, he's going to allow the throw to be taken again. There's something happened off the ball. Here's Cole. Gets it back from Scholes. Didn't need the free kick, it's Sinclair. And Mills here to strike one.
Better, more numbers forward. Trevor Sinclair knocking it across the 18-yard box. Danny Mills just snatching at it a bit and dragging it then wide of the goal, but it was an opportunity.
One of several players in the side looking for his first international goal, Danny Mills. Here's Scholes, who's got plenty. Now Sinclair. Scholes again. Nicky Butt is square. The shot's on for Butt here. It's still on. It's hit Heskey. It's come out to Beckham. It's Butt again. England are able to play the final ball, really, but it's back in there now for Heskey. But to Scholes. Scholes! Hits the post! Oh, that was a cracker. The best effort of the first half from Paul Scholes. Goalkeeper beaten. And relieved to see it come back off the post. A Kocher now for Nigeria, cut out by Mills. Came in the 44th minute. Here's Beckham. England scored in this minute against Argentina. Oh, Sinclair was in there. Scholes again. And Mills again. Two of them behind him waiting. Sinclair. Good this by England. The best spell. Beckham. Headed out again by Yobo.
I don't have to say that's the best spell that England have had, and desperately unlucky Paul Scholes. How many times have we seen him hit shots like that? It looks as if Enyama might have got the faintest of touches just onto the woodwork.
Here's Sinclair. Deflection, it's a corner right at the end of the first half. We're coming up to the 45th minute mark. Oh, Sven must have thought that was in. Sinclair and Ferdinand's in there too, and there's the header by Heskey. Well, that was a period when you honestly thought an England goal was on the way. Hasn't materialised. It's now a question of how many stoppages the referee makes allowances for. The fourth official, who is Japanese today, has gone to the line and he signals just 1 minute of overtime. So you can put the eggs on now if you like. And it looks as though we're going to reach half-time with no score in this game, and from what we are told, no score in the other match either. Here's Soji.
Well, it's not been the most convincing of first halves, but it's 0-0. Certainly the last few minutes have been encouraging. Scholes desperately unlucky not to give England the lead, but you just feel the second half England have got to take that momentum on, because they certainly can play better than we've seen for most of this half.
Yes, it's been subdued in parts, promising in others, but no final product as Brian Hall blows for the half-time interval. Nigeria will be quite pleased with their performance. Scholes unlucky when that shot came back off the post. Goalkeeper did pretty well for a 19-year-old in his third game. But at half-time, it is tight and tense. Keep you just on the edge of your seats. Don't go to work just yet. It's 0-0, Gary.
Isaac Okoronkwo. 0:0 zur Halbzeit zwischen Nigeria und England. Und bei der anderen Partie auch torlos unentschieden. Also, da ist noch einiges zu erwarten für die zweiten 45 Minuten. Jetzt gehen wir erstmal ab ins Studio. So, und damit herzlich willkommen zurück in Osaka zur Partie England gegen Nigeria. Nein, natürlich müssen die Engländer jetzt mehr tun, das ist überhaupt keine Frage. Aber ich bin auch sicher, dass so die letzten 5 bis 10 Minuten ein bisschen Lust gemacht haben auf mehr und vielleicht auch die teilweise leicht gelähmten Beine so ein bisschen gelockert haben. Denn was wir da über einen weiten Verlauf dieser ersten Hälfte gesehen haben, also das war denkbar schwach, das muss man einfach sagen. Die Engländer beeindruckt und dabei könnten sie doch vielleicht einfach mal die Statistik zu Hilfe nehmen, wenn man bedenkt, in 130 Jahren Fußballgeschichte hat England noch nie ein Länderspiel gegen eine afrikanische Mannschaft verloren. Wenn das eintreten würde, also dann kann sich noch alles tun in dieser Gruppe, dann wird es richtig eng. Aber so weit sind wir noch lange nicht. Und wenn wir die Leistungen bis auf die tolle Reaktion nach dem Schuss von Scholes vom Keeper der Nigerianer gesehen haben, naja, dann können wir uns schon denken, da wird es noch einiges geben. Ja, es ist sehr schwül hier in Osaka. Übrigens in etwa 6 bis 8 Stunden erwarten die Meteorologen einen Taifun.
Well, I almost smelt the eggs and bacon there, but anyway, England are on the pitch, having delayed their re-entry. Nigeria were out a lot earlier. There's Coach Eriksson. He's made no changes at half-time. All the substitutes were out on the field just practicing and kicking the ball around with Sammy Lee, the coach. And now, please don't put us through 15 minutes here, Trevor, that this is what we're saying, that would rival the last 15 minutes of the Argentina game.
No, certainly, I would like really to carry on the momentum of those last 5 minutes of the first half. Can they get a few men forward?
Well, let's see if they can. Heskey already on his way up there now. Here's Ashley Cole. England now playing left to right. Scholes. Danny Mills. This is Beckham. And Butt overhit. Now, what would the obvious substitutions be if, say, we get another 15 minutes without scoring?
Well, they won't be over sort of attack-minded, because as we've said before, a draw is still good enough to get England through. I suppose the more obvious one, where Heskey got a knock, came off, didn't he, against Argentina, and Teddy Sheringham came on. That was 35 minutes worth. I wouldn't be at all surprised if Teddy Sheringham was a straight swap at some stage during this half.
Nigeria, meantime, in possession with Obaroa, number 20. He's got support up there from number 18, Akwegbu. This is Soji. Okocha. Udeze. Plenty of green shirts forward early on. Well, save of the tournament is the accolade that Mr. Lineker has bestowed on this 19-year-old Vincent Enyama. It's England's job now to find a way of beating him.
Well, I don't think it's a great surprise. His unpredictable uncertainty of youth, good and bad. Certainly on crosses is the area that England got to get a much better quality in to test him out, because he is vulnerable there.
This is Mills to Beckham. Heskey and Sinclair waiting in the penalty area here. This is Sinclair, or would have been, but it went over his head to Soji. I think Nigeria have done pretty well here when you bear in mind the chaos that was in their camp in the warm-up games. There were all sorts of stories about discontent when they played those two friendlies at Queen's Park Rangers ground. Oh, there's trouble here for England. Ferdinand has slipped up, and this is Agahawa for Nigeria. Unfortunately for England, there was help arriving from both Campbell and Mills.
Well, Ferdinand got into trouble, but it was Sol Campbell's short ball that enabled Agahawa to little toe end it, got wide, shaped to hit the shot, came inside, then knocked it too far. Fortunately, and the likes of Danny Mills and Sol Campbell got back to make the challenge, but that was out of nothing again, and uncertainty. Sol Campbell just underweight in the pass to Rio Ferdinand.
Heskey, Beckham, Scholes makes a run now into the penalty area. Here he comes. Corner's been given. Loud cheer from the England contingent. Beckham to take it. Campbell and Ferdinand on their way forward. A goal would be a great relief. That's Ferdinand with the header back, but only to Okocha. There's a good outlet here for Agwegbu on the right-hand side. Agahawa. And now Oppenbunmi. Huh. Ashley Cole. Owen out left at the moment. Mickey Butt to Sinclair. And Scholes. Now Owen. Ashley Cole well forward. Michael Owen trying to take on Soje. And it's Yobo for Nigeria to Abiroa. You're going to stumble on one of those names eventually. Anyway, Agahawa is starting to sort of make inroads to the right here of Agwegbu. Oppenbunmi. Agwegbu. Space in the centre of the field for Christopher.
The build-up play is technically very good, and it's just that final third, whether it's the final ball, the final shot or cross, just up to now, probably in the whole of the tournament, has let them down. They're desperately unlucky, I thought, against Sweden. They played well then, hit the woodwork on a couple of occasions, and were unlucky not to have scored more than one.
Owen trying to dart between two defenders there. It was Yobo who stopped him. It's a corner to England. What we want now, or what England want now, is a really good delivery from David Beckham. Can he pick out Ferdinand or Campbell, perhaps? He picks out Ferdinand. Ashley Cole well forward. Campbell still there. Heskey closing in.
A couple of times have got Rio Ferdinand in, just in at the back post, but he'd been backpedaling. He's had to sort of not a floated header back into a crowded penalty area, and the ball won't come down quick enough for anyone to get the ideal shooting opportunity.
Never leaves his seat, Sven-Göran Eriksson, does he? Mr. Cool. Now then, Cole made a good run for England, and Owen is in the centre. Beckham is closing now. It's a long way back for Ashley Cole, but he's made it. Agahawa. Christopher. Soje.
Again, that final ball, this time Soje. At the other end, Ashley Cole actually worked a good one too with Trevor Sinclair. Again, the cross over hit maybe on Michael Owen, but I'm sure Mr. Bindi is pretty pleased with his side up to now.
Yes, you do feel that although they're out of the competition in that sense, Nigeria have taken this third match as seriously as you expect and want any team to. Here's Beckham for England. It's Christopher. Campbell away from Agahawa. Loose one from Ferdinand. Across to Sodje now. Okocha. Oberoa. Owen. Sinclair to his left. Heskey down the middle. Still Michael Owen. And still. Finally, Joseph Yobo, who's had a very good tournament, shuts him down.
I think he's played very well. He can play right back, central defender, and alongside Okoronkwo today, you know, they've worked very hard. Taribo West left out and hasn't been missed.
Here's Scholes. Beckham. Don't think he's going to get a free kick there somehow. Oberoa. Bunmi. Christopher. Koch is covering an awful lot of ground for Nigeria. This is Oberoa, and it's Agahawa. Well played again. Measured defending by Rio Ferdinand. Not, I don't think, too much of an exaggeration to make certain comparisons with the late, great Bobby Moore. Here's Sinclair. Owen. Scholes. Sinclair. Heskey. Oh, Sinclair was fouled.
Soja just caught him late as he knocked it into Emil Heskey. This is probably close enough for David Beckham to have a direct shot.
The third match of the 1998 World Cup. England-Colombia. David Beckham scored from a free kick from precisely this position. You may have seen it replayed earlier. Heskey mingling with the Nigerian wall as Beckham shapes to shoot. And Beckham just clips the roof of the goal as it flies over.
Enyama covering the far side of the goal. David Beckham goes over the wall. As you said, just lands on top of the net. I don't think at any stage it looked as if it was going to come down quick enough.
Christopher for Nigeria to Sodje. It was Oberoa who played it back to Udeze. Nice work there from Scholes, but it's a bit tight for Sinclair, having said that. Well, we'll keep you informed if anything happens between Sweden and Argentina. That match, of course, being played concurrently. Now then, Owen trying to latch on to a mistaken back pass, or a header rather, by the Nigerians. Here's Okoronkwo.
It was a central midfielder, Christopher, was backpedaling, and Okoronkwo didn't give him a shout, and just, as you say, backheaded. Michael Owen wasn't expecting it for once.
That's a through ball by JJ Okocha. Here's Beckham. Mills. Beckham right across here to Ashley Cole. Sinclair is just inside him. Still Cole. Scholes. And Agahauer is away for Nigeria. Ferdinand has to cut him down. And he cut the space down superbly.
Well, there's a marvellous pass by a catcher there, and terrific run, but Rio Ferdinand coming in from this side, just got such pace as well as power and just timed it perfectly.
Well, I think something may have happened in the other game, Trevor. We'll let you know if we can get it confirmed. This is Owen. And now it's Heskey. And Heskey again. Owen's coming towards the near post.
That was desperately close. Got in front of that man, Okoronkwo, just a little hair's breadth away from getting the toe end.
This is Ashley Cole. Sinclair. Scholes. And now Nicky Butt. Good effort. And I was right, something has happened in the other game. There's a goal for Sweden. One of the Svenssons has scored from a free kick given against Almeida of Argentina, who got a yellow card. So Trevor Brooking, Sweden 1, Argentina 0. What's it mean?
It means good news for England. Means Sweden are certainly at the moment comfortably going to top this group. England would stay second. Argentina would join France in going out of the competition. Quite staggering.
What a story that would be. We'll find out for Southampton supporters which Svensson it was, hopefully, shortly. This is Sinclair. Anders Svensson. Well, what about that? Has he done us a favour?
Well, he's done his own team a favour. It's a terrific scoreline for them. And, of course, that would mean at the moment they're strong favourites to meet Senegal. And at present, England would be facing Denmark in Nicosia.
There you go, that's how it stands at the moment, and we've been playing 15 minutes in the second half in Osaka, where it remains England 0, Nigeria 0. Do you think they're keeping Mr. Eriksson informed about the other match?
Well, I'm sure at some stage, while it stays like this, he knows it's England, his side are through. Certainly, I think we'd all like the cushion of a goal to see England in front.
Indeed. Now then. This is Mills. Beckham. Nicky Butt. Beckham again.
It's not worth confusing matters at this stage, but all I would say is that England could at this stage concede a goal and still go through in second place. It's just worth mentioning that in case all the jaws drop if suddenly Nigeria broke up the other end and scored.
Oh yes, don't spoil people's breakfast. I think that's quite right. You should say that. It's Mills here with the throw for England. Heskey. Mills again, and that's going to cause the young goalkeeper no concern whatsoever.
No, it's the tension of the situation more than anything. I mean, he looks pretty relaxed. I can't say as I am up here, but it's just the fact is that the game is not a good one, but it's the context of what it means. England just need the draw when they went into this game. They don't know that they can get away with defeat at the moment, and they're playing that way, and so the match is flat, but it's created the tension of just that uncertainty, which we always seem to get with England.
Yes, I thought you were one of the most laid-back people I knew until this tournament, but you have got very edgy and nervous about England on 2 consecutive games.
And well behind Sven, I've got to say, he is Mr. Relaxed.
Here's number 23, Opabunmi for Nigeria to Udeze. Agahauer still looking a little lively on the edge of the 18-yard line. Has to be watched very, very carefully. This is JJ Okocha, has to be watched even more carefully. And Ferdinand once again.
Helped out by Trevor Sinclair, who tracked the man back superbly.
Yep, West Ham connection, past and present there. And here's Beckham. And Owen on the far side. with Sodje. Referee's going to give Owen the benefit of the doubt.
I don't think there was any doubt with that shove.
No, there was a pause before he actually decided to give the free kick. I think Sodje thought he got away with it for a moment, but Beckham will take it, of course. Ferdinand is trotting up here, just inside the 18-yard box now. Campbell there also. Heskey in the middle of 3 or 4 defenders. Oh, that... Oh. Well, there were 2 chances there, really. I think the second one fell to Nicky Butt. But it's a free kick again to England. Now, there are signs here that Nigeria may just be on the back foot. Nicky Butt has gone over to the far side as Beckham puts the ball down. Nigeria have their wall pulled back by the referee. Come on, Beckham, the England fan shouting. But he's not going to score this time.
I do remember Greece where he had about 8 free kicks which he missed the goal, and eventually when it really mattered tucked one away, and at the moment I think he's had about 3 or 4 where he hasn't threatened.
I'm still recovering from the bruises you gave me that day when he put that 93rd minute goal into the net at Old Trafford, Trevor. It was a moment not to be forgotten. Here's Opabunmi. But for that we might not even be here. Here's Mills. Nigeria claim the corner. Mills is staggered.
Well, Brian Hall didn't have a clue. He took an eternity. About 3 or 4 players appealed, and in the end he decided to give the benefit to the attackers.
Okoronkwo has come forward, number 5. And Joseph Yobo is up for this one as well. It's too high for him. Now, can Michael Owen get there and start an England attack? This is Heskey. I wonder what price you'd have got for France and Argentina to go out in the first round. Hasn't happened yet in case of Argentina, but they are 1 down. There's an offside there anyway. 20 minutes into the second half in Osaka. England 0, Nigeria 0. But if it stays like that, England are through. Campbell wins the header. Aguegbu. And again, Aguegbu. Well, that was a very, very good run, and if you give JJ Okocha that kind of room, he can hurt you. As it is, Sinclair trying to hurt the Nigerians with a ball to Owen, and there's Sinclair again! Heskey's in the middle, a real chance here for England. Sinclair's cross. Comes back to Scholes. To Butt.
Good break. Good run from Trevor Sinclair. Michael Owen clipping him over the top. Then it came out to Nicky Butt. There's quite a few occasions when people have had that space. No one other than Paul Scholes has managed to hit the sort of shot that to trouble the goalkeeper.
Signs of Teddy Sheringham making an appearance. But as Trevor Brooking said a moment or two ago, we ought to just underline the fact that England could lose now if the score stayed 1-0 to Sweden in the other game and still go through.
Well, Argentina have got to get 2 goals, haven't they? They've got to win that game. A draw is no good to them.
They're in trouble, aren't they? As we thought they would be after seeing them the other night. This is Sodje. Teddy Sheringham now preparing to come on. Scored the fastest ever goal by an England substitute in that match we were just talking about at Old Trafford. But David Seaman stays back, allows Sol Campbell to try and deal with this situation against Obaroa. And it's Udeze with the cross.
Well done, David Seaman, who went such a long way to catch that. I thought, don't go there. He kept going and going, and at 38 said, thank you very much.
Halfway through the second half here. Scholes for England. To Beckham. And now Mills. Sheringham still waits his turn on the touchline. This is Owen. And it's going to be Emil Heskey to come off. This was the substitution that you predicted at half-time.
Yeah, it's no great surprise. I mean, Emil Heskey with the heat and humidity is tough for the strikers. He's done okay, done his job, but one or two opportunities. He knocked that cross in across the face of the goal, but it makes sense. A straight swap. Teddy Sheringham was impressed when he came on for 35 minutes. Very experienced. He's going to hold up play, and there's no need to bring extra strikers on. It's just a straight swap.
Had a blistering volley, didn't he, just over the bar against Argentina. Here's Mills. Yobo plays the ball out of defence, and Nigeria actually keeping it pretty tight there. Sheringham will be anxious to get an early touch. That's Beckham at the moment. Okocha. Soji. Christopher. Okocha again, and Soji makes progress down the right-hand side. Agwegbu with Agahower in the middle. Okocha again, tries to get round Paul Scholes, fails. Sheringham. Owen away on the left-hand side. Beckham. Sinclair. Cole with Scholes behind him, and now Nicky Butt. Sheringham, little touch back for Beckham, and it's Sheringham again. Nigeria get it away. Kocha. Agwegbu, whistle's gone.
Yeah, foot up, Nicky Butt. I think the other factor to remember, I'm not sure England are not playing for that, but if they do finish second, they would play on Saturday night, 8:30 kick-off local time, as opposed on a Sunday at 3:30 against Senegal. And the African team would prefer that type of weather, so the conditions certainly would favour England playing an evening kick-off.
Against Denmark.
Indeed.
Seaman's coming out here. Well, we won't start talking about England-Denmark until we get a little bit further on here, but it's the way it's looking at the moment, shall we say. This is Butt. Campbell. Scholes got away well there, and he's going all the way, Paul Scholes. Can he finish it? No, Owen was to his left. Don't think he saw him. Bunmi. Well, if I was talking to somebody in the next seat, well, I am with Trevor Brooking, but if I wasn't commentating, I think I'd probably say now this has got 0-0 written all over it. But having said that on the air, we'll probably now get a goal.
We know who to blame if it's at the wrong end.
Agahower. JJ Okocha. Okoronkwo. Christopher. That was a tackle from behind, I think. It's a free kick. Akwegbe was the man brought down.
It's in the middle of the pitch, as you can see, knocked in. I think Sol Campbell coming through. He's not picked up a yellow card. It wasn't aggressive enough, perhaps, for the referee to decide that, but it is a foul. I think it's got to be best part of 40 yards. It's a long way out for a direct shot attempt.
Round the ball, Yobo and Okocha. In fact, David Seaman just looking at, he's got a wall, and Yobo takes that. Good player, the number 2. Plays his football in France for Marseille. Joseph Yobo, only 21.
Hit it okay, but never threatened. I think, I say, Yobo and Okoronkwo have been excellent as the 2 central defenders.
Ashley Cole to Trevor Sinclair for England. Scholes. Here's Sheringham. Michael Owen just ahead of him. Cole again. Sinclair. Floated in and away by Yobo. And Sinclair now making ground in the centre. Oh, he nearly squeezed that through to Owen, and it's going to be a free kick. He was blocked off Sinclair. And Nigeria. Oh, well, no, it's not. Well, the referee pointed and England stopped, and Nigeria, 1 or 2 of their players stopped, and then the play was allowed to proceed.
He took it quickly there. I mean, we were thinking, I was just going to say, what a great opportunity this was for David Beckham, and Paul Scholes took it quickly.
Oh, well, he took it too quick for me, I'll tell you, and that's Seaman coming right out of his penalty area, and...
what a waste.
Why didn't they just let stop there and let Beckham line it up? It was in a great position.
Unbelievable. You wait, what, 70-odd minutes for that, and suddenly they waste it.
Well, I'm amazed at that. It was right in his territory. And I wonder what he thinks about it. Wonder what they think about it. 15 minutes to go. Not looking terribly good for Argentina, is it? Owen. He's got Sinclair to his left. And here's Ashley Cole coming up on the left for England. Goes past Soji. Owen's in the middle. Sheringham's going towards the near post. That's Owen. That's Sheringham with the best chance of the game.
Well, it is a great chance. I mean, it's easy to sit up here. What happens? He gets a ricochet. Ashley Cole does very well. Surprisingly missed. It hits Michael Owen. And Teddy Sheringham, I think, is surprised that it's missed at the near post. And then, because Michael Owen wasn't ready, it ricochets off him. But on his left foot, Teddy Sheringham just trying to direct it towards goal, leaning back. 36-year-old.
And that was Sheringham again, was it? Well, that was worth a try.
36-year-old used his experience spotting the keeper off the line, but the other one, he'll be ruined, because that was for him a clear opening.
As things stand, Trevor, you know this better than me, don't you? Sweden would top the group with 7 points, and England would be second with 5. So it would be Sweden, Senegal, England, Denmark.
Yeah, but Argentina with Nigeria would be on their way home.
It would be cheerio, wouldn't it? Bye-bye, Batistuta. Anyway, here comes Darius Vassell to replace Michael Owen, who's coming off for the 2nd match running.
Well, again, it's down to the conditions, the humidity, heat, temperature, the effort to keep making forward runs, and again, it's a straight swap. Just swap a striker for a striker, first pair of legs, has done his job, and England don't have to chase the game, and there's big matches to come, hopefully.
This is Obaroa on the ball for Nigeria as the public address system denotes the substitution, and immediately Darius Vassell in the game, taking on Udeze. He's got Sheringham and Scholes a long way away at the moment, Vassell. There's a flag up for offside here against number 18, Benedict Akwubu. Sinclair and Ashley Cole and Paul Scholes on that side of the pitch. Here's Scholes. It's a rendering of the national anthem coming from the right hand there. Sinclair again, Sheringham. Oh, good ball. Scholes to Beckham. Shot comes off Okoronkwo.
What England have done, I mean, I'm sure perhaps the manager's heard what's happening elsewhere. He's actually just played Teddy Sheringham up by himself now. As Vassell's come on the right-hand side, and Beckham has gone in closer as a trio with Button, Scholes, and then Sinclair on the left. So they're actually playing 4-5-1 now. I think quite content to get the 0-0.
This is Danny Mills. Vassell. David Beckham. Cole. Sinclair still occupying the Sodje on that side of the pitch. This is Sheringham. Cole continues his run. Vassell's making ground, and Cole's cross almost became a shot.
Oh, that was so close. It was one of those where, because of the system now, Teddy Sheringham, as you see, look, he gets to the byline. There's only going to be one player, Darius Vassell, and it's so close. It almost goes right along the crossbar before then clearing beyond the back post. That would have been a freak goal, wouldn't it?
Surely well would. Look at the goalkeeper. He's not quite sure what's gone on there.
He's only 19. He's not seen a cross like that end up like a shot.
Well, the England fans seem in buoyant mood. They must obviously know that the sequence of events this afternoon is at the moment very much in England's favour, or this morning where you are, sorry. One or two might be leaving for work about now. And the knowledge that England are within touching distance of the second round of the World Cup. Sodje. Okoronkwo. This is Okocha. Oh, he's got a good 1-2 going there. Darius Vassell picks up the ball for England. He's got options here to his left. And now Danny Mills is coming down the right. He'll have to retreat fairly fast. Okoronkwo. Justice Christopher out to Effie Sodje. Lovely flighted ball to the outside of the foot by Okocha. Beckham got ahead to that. Okocha again. The Bunmi. Nicky Butt, another very solid performance by him in the middle of the field for England. Ashley Cole has made some really good runs down the left-hand side in this second half. That was another one.
I think he and Trevor Sinclair played very well down that flank. They've linked up play, they've worked as a unit, and that's been a good outlet.
This is Sinclair now. Sheringham's in there, just a little too long.
I think Darius Vassell could have got on the end of that if he'd just anticipated that. Sheringham went to the near post. Watch Teddy Sheringham go to the near post. Watch Vassell. Does he go early enough? I think he could get on the end of that.
I do too, after seeing that. Oh, Sven thinks so, look.
I think we could see a video replay in the training camp in the next day or two about that one.
Here's Scholes. I must say, England have not taken any undue risks. There's been a composure at the back of the team, which hasn't been ruffled really by the Nigerians. after that bright start they made. The midfield passing has been precise and not always playing the killer ball, but possession hasn't been easily given away, has it?
And I think the key factor, it's not been a great spectacle as far as the match entertainment factor, but it's all that England has needed in this particular game.
Here's Teddy Sheringham. I think Felix Onigbinde will be quite satisfied with the way Nigeria have performed. They've retained a bit of pride here.
I think they deserved a point at some stage through the 3 games. They've not been outclassed or outplayed at any time during the 3 games.
No. Here's Obaroa. Okocha. He really knits the game together for them, Okocha, doesn't he? You could watch him all day, really. So assured. Here's Udeze. Even the Nigerians feeling the heat a bit now. It's Okocha. And Agahawa has made a run through here, though, and Mills goes across. Agahawa goes down in a heap, not for the first time in the game. Danny Mills doing a decent job there in the covering sense.
I think Danny Mills has done very well when you think just about the error against Sweden. It could have affected him, but I think he's come back very well in the couple of matches since.
Wayne Bridge, who came on against Argentina, looks to make another appearance here. I just think with Ashley Cole, the energy that he's expended in the second half makes him prime candidate for a rest.
Also got a card, hasn't he, which would get scrubbed at the end of this game, so just in case anything happened in the last few minutes.
Yes, players with single yellow cards from the first 3 games, as I said earlier on, have an amnesty now. It starts again for them, the disciplinary system in the second round. This is FIFA's way of preventing the situation that's happened before, where a player's had a yellow card in, say, the first game, and then had one in, say, the quarter or the semi-final even, and missed the final. Well, we assume it's still 1-0 to Sweden. And if that's the case, we are six minutes away, plus stoppage time, from a second-round pairing of England and Denmark, Sweden against Senegal. Something would have to happen now in either game to change that. Here's Scholes. Free kick to England.
Don't take it quickly. Now, where Paul Scholes is on the floor, so he can't. And it's an area where David Beckham surely's got to have another go at goal.
Yes, I think so. It's, what, 25 yards, isn't it? Just to the left side there of the penalty area, or in line with it. And substitution, meantime, by Nigeria, I think, if they can get him on. Pius Akidia, the Ajax winger, wants to get into the action. And off comes the 17-year-old Opanbunmi.
Substitution for Nigeria. Player number 23, Femi Opanbunmi, replaced by number 7, Pius Akidia.
Doubt whether he'll go into the wall. He's not really big enough. So here comes Beckham for England. Went straight through a crowd of players. Darius Vassell on the 6-yard line, the nearest, I think, to making contact.
I wonder if he could have touched it with his left foot. Look, it's going through everyone. It's so tough to do it with the outside of the right and full stretch. I know his left foot is the weaker one. I think that was perhaps just one to clip on with your left foot.
Now then, Agahawa trying to get in behind Ferdinand. Hasn't managed it yet during this game. Vassell, Sheringham to his left. Beckham. Wayne Bridge, who's just come on. To Sinclair. But Sheringham, Scholes, and there's a free kick given the other way this time.
Smiles all round. Took a long time being given. Of course, if it's the weekend's going to be disrupted for everyone back home, isn't it? Saturday lunchtime goes out the window now. That's when back home it's 8:30 here, but it'll be lunchtime on Saturday when England play, and lunchtime on Sunday when the Irish play.
Hold on, Trevor. There's a penalty to Argentina, I'm told. But we're going to see what happens, I gather. Penalty. Saved. Oh, but scored from the rebound, I gather. I'm trying to take all this. Hernan Crespo has scored for Argentina to make it 1-1. A penalty that was saved, and he scored from the rebound against Sweden. That's got you going, hasn't it, eh? Let's stay with this. Agahawa closing in for Nigeria.
It's that man again. Rio Ferdinand, terrific.
Sinclair. Now, if that game is drawn...
Sweden still stay top. No, it's still the same.
Well, that was quite dramatic. But does it do Argentina any good only if they score again?
Yeah, they score again. They actually end up top in the group. England goes stay second, and Sweden would go out.
Well,
so
it must be real tension there in Miyagi. So there is something of a climax to this group, just when it all looked very predictable and very straightforward. We've got about 2 minutes to go here in Osaka, plus any stoppage time that's added. It's bridge for England. And now it's Beckham. Akawekbu. So, 0-0 here, 1-1 between Argentina and Sweden. But at the moment, it's still going to be England versus Denmark. We're in the last minute of the 90 here in Osaka. England would then have to move on to another venue. Niigata.
yes, Niigata. I mean, the goal differences are the same. The points are the same. It just means that Sweden have scored 4-3, so they've scored more goals than England. That's all. Just
to say, Trevor, 4 minutes has been added on in the Sweden-Argentina game. 4 minutes of overtime there, so anything can happen there. Here it's still Rio Ferdinand dominating proceedings for England as we reach the 90 minutes. 4 more minutes for Argentina to save themselves and avoid joining France on the plane home. Here in Osaka, 1 minute of overtime is signalled by the fourth official. England 0, Nigeria 0. Nobody in too much of a hurry just at the moment. It's Christopher for Nigeria. The England fans are starting to beat out a second round rhythm.
I think Nigeria would be quite relieved to get their first point as well and at least go out with something.
Well, what's your final assessment of this match?
Well, I think it's been certainly on the back foot, really, isn't it? And England are through anyway.
Yeah, yes, Sven has steered the England ship into the second round of the World Cup. Here in Osaka, it's England 0, Nigeria 0, and England look to be playing Denmark.